Hey Highland students, it's Mr. Sir. Good to see you. This is my first time using the webcam too, so you guys get to see my ugly mug, so lucky you guys. So today we're going to be starting on chapter 7. So we're looking at consumerism. So consumerism is all tied into economics, so it's just an extension to what we've actually been talking about before. So we're going to get right into it. So the assignment, let's post it on Google Classroom, is just an introduction. So once you click on the assignment, there's a slideshow, and there is, sorry, my headphones are a little wonky. It's actually broken, but whatever. There's an assignment, and there's a slideshow that goes along with it. So what I would say is open up your assignment so you know what to go through. So the first part, it has like some definitions. So it's tying back into vocab that we've done in previous chapters, just that format. So you have a definition, and then it says questions of consumerism. Now that's specifically right in here on slide number 3. It has questions right there. So match up with what you find here. So consumerism, as it says here, is defined as a theory that says that economic success depends on consumer action. So we, as consumers, you and I, we are the people that drive economic success essentially by what we buy, so the products and services that we pay for. So this whole chapter is for us to look at and to think about the products and services we pay for, that we buy, why we do it, think about our own consumer behavior, and to look at things about advertising, and then also the effects of consumerism, which we'll get to later. But let's just stay focused on this part right here. So chapter 7, introduction, consumerism, and then we have another thing right here. So as I go through the next slide, it says Canada and the United States have economies based on consumerism. That means buying things you don't necessarily need, but that you want. So it's asking you to list 10 things that you've bought or things that you've had given to you as a gift in the last year. So once you make a list, ask yourself, okay, how many of these things were needs? So how many of these things were things that I needed to survive? Okay, that I needed to get by day to day. And then how many of them were wants? So think about things that you got just because you thought it'd be cool. Like, for example, this is old, but I have a pen. It's a Lego Boba Fett pen from a long time ago, but this was given to me as a gift a while back that I still have. So I have to think, was this a need or was this a want? What do you guys think? Now let's look. I'll skip ahead over some of this stuff, but there's some fun facts about consumerism. Some of this stuff's kind of crazy. I'll skip to the next part right here where it talks about goods and services. So we look back at the assignment after we've completed that table about needs and wants and 10 things that you've bought. We're looking at the definitions, examples, and a picture for goods and services. So if we look at the slideshow, we have definitions. It doesn't have the examples here or non-examples, but you're going to have to find that out on your own. Okay, so you're just going to have to think about, so goods, physical things that you can buy, and services, actions or jobs that you pay someone else to do. It should be pretty easy for you to come up with an example of what that is. And then you have the next part. If we look at the next slide, we have one perspective on consumerism. So this is by an author named Dave Ramsey. Now, he wrote books about budgeting, and he wrote books about financial well-being. So one perspective says, we buy things we don't need with money we don't have so we can impress people that we don't like. It's kind of an interesting thought. Now, some people will agree with this idea and some people will disagree. So I want you to ask yourself, what do you think? So do you agree with the statement that Dave Ramsey made? So if you agree or disagree, explain to me why you agree or disagree. Okay, or explain why or why not that you agree. And then explain in explain in a 4 to 5 sentence paragraph what your thoughts are on that statement. So if you agree with it, then you can write a small paragraph saying that you agree with it, and these are the reasons why, and then you could give an example or give several examples. So 4 to 5 sentences isn't much, but just to explain to me your feelings, your thoughts, and what you think about it. All right. And then the last part of it we have here, it's a consumerism identity video and audio diary. So it's asking you to make a video or record audio of yourself. So you can use your phone. Okay, so you can just use the camera on your phone. Okay, you can take like a selfie video or whatever. or you can use some sort of audio recording app that you have on your phone, or you can use your computer, iPad, whatever. And I want you guys to record yourself, and I want you, and just to remember, it doesn't need to be anything fancy. You don't need to add in, all the credits. You don't need to add in titles, music, or anything like that. It's just a basic recording. If you want to do that stuff, totally fine. And then there's WeVideo and other apps you can use to do that. So if you already know how to do that, have fun, go crazy. But let's just focus on for this little topic. So for your consumerism and your identity, video and audio diary. So I want you to tell me about 2 brands that you like. Okay, so think about 2 brands that are clothing. So 2 clothing brands that you like. So a lot of people have specific brands that they go for. And there's going to be different reasons why you like those brands. So explain to me how you believe your identity is expressed through these brands. Whoops, I have a typo there. I'm going to fix that. Okay, so what you wear and your style and why you pick what you do. Okay, so like for example, if you like Nike or Adidas or The Gap or American Eagle or I don't know what stuff kids really are into right now. I think there's like Supreme. I know that's one thing skater people like. Okay, so think about the 2 brands that you like and then explain to me why you believe your identity is expressed through these brands. So I have one brand that I like. Now there's this one brand, it's a Canadian company, it's called Tentree. Now I've kind of got into it in the last year just as I kind of heard about it and I saw some advertisements about it when I was in the store. I saw a little blurb that they were writing about, and Tentree is a supposedly sustainable brand that's made in Canada. That's a Canadian company. It's not made in Canada, but it's manufactured in Asia, just like everyone else. But their core value is that for every piece of clothing or item of theirs that you buy, is that they plant 10 trees. So it's like the sustainable consumerism or ethical consumerism. So for me, I thought, oh, that seems like a good idea. I can get behind that since I value the environment and I value, ethical treatment of workers and things like that. My wife just said something that I don't know what she said, and being preachy. Yes, that's my job as a social studies teacher. So now I'm not saying I'm smarter than everyone else. That's just my own personal belief. Now another that's another brand that I wear. I really like Adidas shoes. Adidas is something that I've worn for a long time when I was in high school. And I like Skechers too. But for basketball, Adidas has been one that I've really used for a long time. So that's something that, my identity is that, I'm a basketball player. And one thing that influenced me to buy Adidas and wear it for a long time was that there were basketball players like Kobe Bryant who wore those, and I really liked him and I liked the style and I liked that brand. And it's just something that I kind of stayed with for a long time. So I wore it in high school, I wore it in university, and I've even worn it into adulthood. So you tell me. So I'll stop preaching, as my wife says, and let you guys tell me. So tell me about 2 different brands that you like, 2 different brands that you're into, and go from there. So if you have any questions, send me an email. We're going to have a Google meeting today. So today is Tuesday, May the 5th. We're going to have a Google meeting at 11:30. Please come, ask me questions. We can talk more about consumerism and things there. Good luck.